throat singing is literally, it's not opposite of like singing operatically, but it's definitely
so you're on a different part of like the spectrum, the scale.
Yeah, like if I'm singing opera, it's all about, you know, really low vocal fold position. I like to say the yawn position. Come mai crede del giudice nero delitto capace ancora e di scoprire il vero ogni mezzo si cerchi. Io sento in petto e risposo il dammi corni del dover che mi parla. Disinganna la voglio vendicarla.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me start crying.
So,
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events. Fortunate events. Fortunate events. A series of fortunate events.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to the latest episode of the series of Fortunate Events Podcast, brought to you by who? It's still me, MeMeCherry, coming to you again from the beautiful Virgin Hotel in Las Vegas, and I'm joined today by the very talented
Trice Be Phantom magnetic.
Yes,
on your area.
yes.
Yeah.
And just we're gonna
just
beautiful.
A little bit. Okay,
yes,
cool,
just
cool.
pretend like you're a stand-up comedian.
I got it.
I mean, unless you really want to, like, yeah.
I mean, I'm used to.
But you project very well into a microphone, so like.
My training has definitely given me open doors for a more efficient and let's say concentrated form of
Yes.
vocal expression. So I'm really grateful to have come into this awareness.
Yes, well, I have you on the podcast because last time I was here in Vegas, we went to the Mavericks show, and I got to see your amazing, talented number. And it just, both me and my now former assistant, both of our socks were blown off, and we were very, very, very blown away. And I was like, oh my God, when we come back, we have to have Trice on the podcast. And you generously said yes.
For sure.
How long have you been performing at the Mavericks show?
So Mavericks, this is the second iteration of Mavericks. We started off in 22.
Okay.
In March of 22, and we did from March to December, I believe. Yeah, we finished up in December of 22 there at Cheap Shot downtown LV.
Okay.
And then Amy Misbehave said that this wasn't the end. We're going to do it again. And she, beat the path and found the plaza and found people to connect with, and here we are. So we started this iteration started in October of last year.
Okay.
24. And
you were with it since the beginning of this version.
Yeah. It's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. It's that the showroom is amazing.
And it's a rotating cast, but I feel like you're semi-permanent. Like you're part of the semi-permanence.
I'm a resident performer, I would say.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. I mean, that's Amy.
There's anchor performers, and then there's ones that rotate, kind of like around the
I'm
anchors.
Like an anchor. Yeah, she brought me in, and she was just like, "Yeah, I need you.
You're mine."
To be a part of this. And honestly, and she's so gracious. Like she's really considerate and respectful of me being a performer. And she's just like, I want to have you as much as you're able to be here. And I'm like, well, I want to be here because this is fun and it doesn't get old. It's amazing to share the stage with such talented performers, to feel like I'm a part of a circus of sorts.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, it's a circus. It's a ¿cómo se dice? A variety show. It's Vegas. Like, I mean, if you want to think Vegas and you want to show up somewhere and have a show that like bam, this is Vegas. It's the Mavericks show at the Plaza Hotel in downtown Las Vegas.
Classic. The third oldest casino, or one of the top 3.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's giving that.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the original OGs, if you will.
Yeah. The energy's very different walking through this hotel versus that one. It definitely gives classic Las Vegas. What inspired you to pursue singing and songwriting?
I feel like, so there's 2 parts to this. Like, the human part of me is kind of like, it just resonated with me. I remember singing when I was 2 years old. I was singing before that, and I was always letting out mighty wails. I remember crying a lot too. I remember like being in tears and just like, you know. You
were in touch with your emotions early on.
Maybe a part of that. I also feel like I was protecting myself of sorts. Like energetically, there was, you know, a lot of things that were happening, and it had things that had to do with mental health, you know, stuff like that. Like my dad and my mom, and they were both in the military and young, and so, you know, paranoid schizophrenia is what my dad was diagnosed with, and my sister as well, and it's supposed to be predisposed. So like your children can, you know, usually children of paranoid schizophrenia, depending on their environment, can wind up being, you know, succumbing to that too.
Sure.
And
you're a little bit more predisposed for it to like come out in you.
Yeah, but
in theory.
In theory, but I feel like, so I say the human me is, you know, kind of remembering, like, you know, I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. That's the first song I sung at 2 years old. I was like,
wow,
I keep forgetting. How do I remember that?
Sure.
But the soul part feels like I'm on a mission. I feel like I've been sent here across galaxies and universes, even to spread love and light through music, to uplift the soul, to, you know, whatever I feel is something that I think is the hopes that others will feel that too. Like even like using your energy, your voice, your gifts, whatever your talents are, to protect yourself as you walk through this life. And even I feel like you know, one of those whales might have been like an activation shield of sorts. My birth mother always reminds me that I was born with the placenta over my head, which is in a sense, it's kind of like it's a signal. It's a signifying in the esoteric realm, I guess, of things. It signifies that I'm going to be protected. Now the catch that I told my mom this, because one day I was just thinking about it, and I was like, let me look up the etymology of William. And I'd done the etymology of Trice. It was kind of like this European UK group of people that resided by trees, and so the amalgamations of that name, like Trice, Trice, trees, you know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of like that, but I guess by the time it got over here, it became Trice. So,
sure.
So I was like, yeah, and I always think of it like three, but so it's trees and three.
Yes.
But William
three trees.
Yeah, 3 trees. William is German, and it's from the German version pronunciation is Wilhelm. Wilhelm, and the helm is like the prefix of helmet. Or a helm is a protective space. Yes. So I was literally...
Or like the helm of a boat.
Yeah, I was literally born with the helmet to protect the wheel.
Yeah.
And I told my mom that, and she was like, who told you that? So I feel like that, you know, because I'm on a mission, that I was born shrouded in protection. And my voice is my gift. It's also my tool or my weapon as well. Like its ability, it's not really intended to be used violently, but it is intended... It does... Disrupt.
But it can move mountains.
It can move mountains. It can be a disruptor. It can be an activator. And that's not up to me. If I ever consider myself as a healer, it's because I work on healing myself. But also with this gift, I provide the gift. I share the gift, and whosoever will receive that, and however it affects and potentially activates them is, you know, that's their healing process. Every person is here to heal, and we're all here to walk each other home and help each other remember how to.
I know that's right.
Yeah. And while we have this experience, which I believe is all
You made me
about
think of Bad
expression.
Bunny. Si yo me emborracho, que ve no me ayude.
Yeah, I'm here to do the thing that I can to be of service. I had a psychedelic experience back in 2020, along the same time that I started learning how to throat sing, and even took lessons from a teacher who had placed third in the tube and throat singing international competition, and he's the only outsider to place. Well, maybe not now. I mean, but by that at that time,
Sure.
for sure. And throat singing is polytonal singing, so it's like I think of it as like a way to like access vibrations or frequencies that can positively impact our energy centers, aka the chakras, the energy aura field, the bioelectric field, stuff like that. I'm into like Reiki and stuff. So like
When I got my shoulder tattoo,
mhm.
I hummed to hum the pain away.
Yeah. That's literally humming. Humming is one of the top forms of healing. Intentional. We didn't know it, but like growing up, when Big Mama would be on the porch, she might be sitting there in her rocking chair. She's in pain, but she's rocking back and forth. And then she's like, giving thanks and praise to the Most High, which the tradition that we learned is Christianity, but we, embedded in the music that we learned is all the traditions of Africa, West Africa, South Africa, Yoruba, the Igbo, the different religions that we understood, and we saw the correlation between them. And so we were able to, because honestly it was almost like we didn't have a choice, but our choice was to embrace and then make it personal. And so a lot of that came out in the Old Negro spirituals, which I'm grateful to have attended Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a historically black college.
Yes.
And we were able to, I learned a lot about classical music, of course, but I also learned about the history and heritage of black music in America. And the Negro spirituals were a lot of that. They were signal songs, they were work songs, they were introspective songs, and they kept stories and history alive. Yeah. And also just how to get through.
Yeah.
Also, but the signal songs were like, we might be escaping tonight with Underground Railroad,
Yeah.
Swing low, sweet chariot.
Yeah.
Or wade in the water. That was
Yeah.
literal. Like, if you wade in the water, you go across the river. The
Like
dogs,
giving you like a map in a song.
yeah, throws the dogs off your scent. You know what I'm saying? Follow the drinking gourd. All of those. Yeah, there was a lot of that. There was the work songs. This old hammer killed John Henry, but it won't kill me. No, it won't kill me. But okay, so I left something out. This old hammer, you know what I'm saying? It was like that was the
Yes.
And there was oh Lordy, pick a bill of cotton. Like that stuff that was really happening. We had to be out in the field, and those cotton fields had to be clean, and it was something to think about. But like the music is a part of like getting by. The oh freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and going home to my Lord and be free. Something like that. I'm a little I didn't warmed up yet. But
Oh my God! I could just sit here for the next 45 minutes and just let you do this.
yeah, but that's what informs me a lot. Is having that experience through my college, which we went to old churches that still kept some of the traditions. We did recitals that were focused on black music in America, and definitely a big portion of my training and what informs my performance now. But of course we did all styles of music, and jazz is one of them. Hip hop is something that I did growing up. Gospel, R&B, soul, all things that I did growing up. not so much. It wasn't a lot of room in academia then.
Yeah.
It was a transition period. Like now, singing is singing, and I mean there is, the high, quote unquote, the high vocal arts, which is considered classical opera.
Sure.
Which is I went on to get my master's in vocal performance and a lot of study of that. My master's though was more
What was your thesis?
about vocal nodules, diagnosis and therapy.
Huh.
Because I had vocal nodules all throughout my graduate career.
Huh.
And I literally learned how to heal my voice by using my voice.
Oh my God, that like goes into my next question. I was gonna say you have such a beautiful instrument. How do you take care of it, and how do you honor it?
I honor it by practicing, by exploring, to discover what I don't know. That's how I got into throat singing.
Sure.
I saw Layla.
Can you give me an
Hathaway.
example of throat singing?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, like Dune.
So it's like a little.
I am obsessed.
Fundamental tone, and then there's and changing the shape of the mouth is what allows me to change the overtone pitch.
Did you watch Dune?
I haven't seen the second one, but I've seen the first one. Yeah.
It's giving Dune.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely a desert baby.
Wow.
I was raised on the East Coast, raised in North Carolina, went to school in Atlanta. I was born in D.C., so I'm totally East Coast kid. But when I came to Las Vegas,
Wow.
Even the first time, I was like, this feels like the right place to be.
Yes.
So
Oh my
I
gosh.
love it out here, and I've been here. I'll probably be here. This is.
It's been good to you.
Yeah, this is the place. But yeah, this throat singing. Being that I had vocal nodules because I didn't know how to relax my voice. I was, like I said, the exploration part and the discovery is what keeps informing new, ways of being with my voice, because throat singing is literally, it's not opposite of like singing operatically, but it's definitely
So you're on a different part of like the spectrum, the scale.
Yeah, like if I'm singing opera, it's all about really low vocal fold position. I like to say the yawn position. Come mai crede del giudice nero delitto capace ancora e di scoprirò il vero ogni mezzo si cerchi. Io sento in petto e risposo il dammi corri il dovere che mi parla. Disinganna la voglio vendicarla.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me start crying.
So yeah, that was.
That is like, oh my God.
One of my favorites.
Woo!
But yeah, like, and so that's.
Oh my God.
Like a super open throat, and that's singing operatically. They teach us
That is powerful.
about learning.
You
like
are powerful.
Well, thank you. I feel really blessed to have been able to develop and discover. Like I said, it's discovery.
Ooh.
And then once I discover it, it's like, okay, how am I gonna like flex? How am I gonna express through this portion of understanding of that? Now that I know I can do it, like how am I gonna use it? And the goal, like I said, is to spread love and light through music, to be a beacon of hope, of courage, wisdom, also while striving to embody those things and make the best light that I can. I was just singing Phantom of the Opera with one of the crew members backstage, and it was amazing because I know that he's a singer and he wants to like produce his own like shows and performances and stuff, and at some point we intend to sit down and work together, but like I was just being kind of cheeky about Phantom of the Opera. The reason I named myself Phantom.
Oh, yes. Great.
Initially.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I sing opera, and I'm like, this is I think a great way to like show people that that's that portion of me that's like operatically in tune and connected. But the Phantom turns out to be like this way deeper you know, it just, you know, like the idea of presence without being necessarily being physically present, or like when I'm in presence, like there's so much more to this than just the physical being that you see and can be felt.
It's like impact, the impact of it all.
Yeah, and be experienced by, like I said, whomever. I decided a long time ago that the pick me or the look at me energy doesn't really suit me well, because a lot of times I don't think, sometimes when people experience, they don't even know, like it hits them later sometimes, like, you know, it's like that, like the phantom effect, like, oh my gosh, that resonance is like, you know, in my energy right now, and maybe I didn't quite get it, and when people or people, they get it, but they're not sure what's happening to them, so they're not necessarily responsive. And then there's others who are like super, like, oh my gosh, it was just like, I just want to hug you, and like, you know, and I love all of it. I like, you know, but I learned that, you know, it's not about whether or not it's received or not. My gig is just to show up and show out, and whoever receives it, whatever they're gonna do with it, that's what they're gonna do with it.
I noticed you have your third eye pierced.
Yeah.
But you also have a triangle with your other piercings. And then you kind of have a diamond also going.
I have 7 now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's
5,
just interesting.
6, 7,
you have geometrical shapes on your face.
Yeah.
It feels very intentional, especially the third eye, because I feel like you have somebody that has such an open third eye that you could pierce it, because it feels almost like opposite day to pierce your third eye. It's like piercing your eyeball. But to me, it feels like yours is so open that, like, it's just like
it's an amplifier.
Yeah.
This is Moonstone.
Yeah, it's like it's just it's
moon energy, kind of like, you know, is with me. This is Moonstone here. This is Moonstone. So I like 3 Moonstones.
Yeah.
I like to switch this one up. I'm getting a 7-piece, a 7 pointed you know, septum piece that was originally 8 when I bought originally, but then I lost the 2. I got my friend, he made another one for me, and then I lost that one. He's making this one. It's gonna make it 7. 7 and 3 are like my signal numbers, my call numbers, if you will.
7's one of mine.
4, I call it the phantom number, because between 3 and 7 is 4.
Yeah.
My master number, given my birth date, is 11.
Yeah.
So between 7 and 11 is also 4.
Yeah.
So I'm like, 4 is kind of like a cool. I'm in my 40s now.
Yeah.
Next year I'm gonna be 47. I think that's gonna be a magical one.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Anytime I'm 43, 47.
Yes.
40, 37. Oh, my 30s. Oh my gosh. I was just like 3 all day long, baby. Like it was like also a period of extreme growth and challenges. You know, I mean, I still face challenges now, but like now I'm really walking in purpose and in the gift. Magnetism is magnetic. I think there's something about the energy of magnets that I want to, you know, polarity, duality, I guess you could say, even, and the things that when I came up with that portion of it, it's about what I want to attract in life.
Yeah.
Also about, you know, what I want to repel in life too. Like I said, the protection.
Equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah, the protection piece is very poignant because the way I carry myself, the filter tends to filter people out that don't, people with ill intentions, people who, there's tricksters out here. I mean, the thing is, I'm a trickster too. Like I'm of the lineage of that kind of like, like in Yoruba, there's Eshu, who's kind of like the double-faced, energy. Athos and pathos really resonate to me from the Greek tradition.
Sure.
There's definitely the peace in the chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like I even wrote a song like peace in the midst of chaos.
My artistic motto for years has been currently curating chaos coalescing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably the ADHD in me, but
yeah. Well, I always think about the eye of the storm. It's like in the center of the storm.
Yes.
There's a portion of like pure peace while the chaos is.
Yeah, I grew up in the Caribbean. I know about the eye of the hurricane. Yeah.
So
before I get lost in another hurricane and these time out on me, we're gonna go like, wow. My favorite kind of podcast is the one that I start like this, and then I go like that, and then I'm just like this. We're already at our first commercial break. You stick around. You stay right there. We'll be right back.
I was wondering, do you remember that you have a Patreon?
Wait, I have a Patreon?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Not only do you have a Patreon, but you also have a certain level of each Patreon that each person can aspire to become.
Yes, you can aspire to be one of my patrons.
What is the first level?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked the honey level. And in the honey level, you're going to get a sticker in the mail. You're also going to get production credit.
Hey.
And you also get access to hot cam footage, editing footage that used to end up on the editing room floor digitally that now ends up in your hot little pockets in your honey level of the Patreon.
What is the second tier?
We have a sugar tier. In the sugar tier, you're going to get not one sticker. You're going to get 2 stickers in the mail every month. You're going to get the production credit.
Hey.
You're going to get the hot cam footage.
Okay.
But you're also going to get the new Patreon exclusive What's in My Snurse and or just other Patreon exclusive content that would not be at the honey level because honey, you're okay, but you're not sugar. If you take sugar and you throw it in a pot, put a little heat on it,
Okay.
you get caramel.
There's a caramel tier now?
That's the top tier.
Okay. I have to know what is in the caramel tier.
What's in the caramel? You get 2 stickers in the mail every month. You know that you also get a little note handwritten by me?
What?
Yes, everybody gets a note with the stickers.
Well, that's fun.
I mean, it's like Christmas. I told you.
Okay.
You get the stickers. You get the production credit because you're what? A producer.
Hey.
You get the hot cam footage. You get the snurse footage. You get the other Patreon exclusive footage. But you also, and we are coming up on the first drop of these that people are going to get T-shirts in the
Look at this.
mail because every 6 months, the caramel level gets a T-shirt in the mail. So yeah, so that is the Patreon.
Patreon.
Keep it going. You are great. Oh my gosh, I'm so wow. I'm so impressed.
Come a long way. I keep getting confirmations that I'm supposed to be walking in this light, so I'm doing the best I can.
I feel you on the universe winking at you.
Yeah.
The universe has been winking at me. Sometimes it laughs at me, but it winks at me enough that it keeps the delusion alive. Hi, we're back.
Welcome
the Lulu
back.
Preg Moo is back. Take me back to the Mavericks show with your amazingly talented co-stars. If you could trade numbers with any of them, who would you trade numbers with?
Ooh.
You wake up tomorrow and you can do any of their talents. Whose number are you doing?
Wow. Never thought of it like
I
that.
love this.
That is that's I'm actually stumped for a second here.
Is this like asking you to choose your favorite child?
Probably. Dang, it's probably misbehaved.
Oh,
I
to be
like-
the ringleader?
I like how she I like her wittiness and just how it's put together. It's choreographed. It's thought out. It's like these are, but then in the moment, it's like this ability to adapt to whatever the situation throws at you.
Sure.
And I think of us as being on a ship and that's she's manning this. She's manning the.
She's the captain.
She's the captain. She's manning the.
I'm the
wheel,
captain now.
You know what I'm saying? That's probably the and the sword swallowing is definitely something I'm.
Well, yes.
I am into dangerous things. I'm a fire spinner, so I like to.
Oh.
Staff is my favorite thing. So it would be between her and maybe Christopher Stoyanov because prop manipulation.
Okay.
Would be the other thing that I would like to really get into.
Sure.
I have, I've had thoughts of doing like boylesque a little bit.
Sure.
Like,
Yes.
I definitely there's a place in there for me to like, I like to act. I mean, I'm really grateful for what got me more deeply into opera. Mama showed me, the lady that raised me, Mama.
Sure.
When I say Mama, it's usually the lady. That
I thought you meant my drag mother.
And my mother, is the lady that birthed me.
My drag mother's name is Mama Celeste. So when I hear
wow.
Mama, I think my drag mom.
Ma raised me, and my mother, she's still with us, and we're working on our relationship. It's a work in progress. I believe that.
So is mine with my mother.
Yeah, healing is in order.
Yeah.
And it's happening. So
Good
I'm
for you.
really
That's a blessing.
For that, it's a blessing for sure.
Every day you get a chance to do it all over again, or even a little bit better, is a gift.
Every breath you take is a chance to forgive. Be sure your life is real and not just a myth. This is grown folks. I'm cursing the gift. Be who you are. That's how you should live. I have a song for almost everything.
I love it.
I was in a group called Upright Lions, and we did like hip hop, reggae. So I did the soul and the reggae, some opera. But I also learned how to write bars, and I would sing my bars instead of rap them. But that was a period of time that went through as well. Okay,
I have a quick game that I don't even have written down.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a scenario. Since you say you have a song for everything, I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
You tell me the song.
Okay.
The dog ate your homework and your teacher doesn't believe you.
Okay, the first thing that comes to mind is This Moment, or Love Responsibly.
Okay.
The first verse, let's see. Okay, I'll just run it through real quick. If I'm ever angry, mad, hurt, or sad, I promise I'll strive initially to see how I'm reflecting. I won't aim to blame, nor shame, nor seek for answers outside of me, until I know inside what's wrong, what's right, what's good, what's bad, what's happy or sad. Am I lying to myself, or is it true? Am I mindful of what I'm about to do? In this moment, I'm choosing to dissolve all delusions. In this moment, I know where I will start, from my spirit, mind, and heart, here in this moment. And then I would be like, please believe me, it's true. I have a reason to I've gone inside of myself, and I don't know. This
I have your next scenario.
Yeah.
You have a boss that's ragging you for being 5 minutes late a few times, but that mofo leaves 3 hours early every day.
A monsoon while other cruises drip drop. I consume while you sit back and lick chops. I mash out reggae, R&B, and hip hop. You washed out with your head hung and kick rocks. Me up high, yeah man, me tip top. You down low all the way in the pit stop. Don't think your style is better, Holmes, cause it's not. But keep dreaming even though I got this niche lock. But don't peg us with Peter Griffin, Meg you with dirty rot, and egg you sebaceous like smegma, you're nasty. And I don't mean that in a good way, upset cause you can't keep up with the wordplay. They say Trice B is on his way, Mayday, SOS on the runway, run away while there's still time to vacate. Trice Be Phantom URL up in your place. Something like that. I don't know. It's like I'm calling them out, but I'm gonna lift myself up and whatever. You over there.
I've got your last scenario
Okay.
for you. Through no fault of your own, you got to the airport late. You ran to the gate. They're just closing the door. If you just sing one bar to convince them to open that door and let you on that plane, what are you singing?
Oh gosh.
You're literally running and they're like closing the door to the airplane. And it's like, a flight to like $1 million gig. You have to get on that plane.
Wow. Dang. Yo, I have too many songs. really don't. I'm really having a hard time with this one.
Well, you can pass.
You are in my DNA. Deep inside you may recall. We go back for quite a ways. I hope you remember. We said we meet right here, right now. Today to go back to tomorrow. Doesn't even matter how. Just know that I love you. I love you. Please let me on this plane. I love you. I love you.
The door is slammed open. They kicked everybody off the plane, and the plane is chartered for you and you only. Oh my God! Give him the airline. Thank you. I thought it was going to be a lot harder to get you to sing. This is quite. I am like just mind blown. I know Seamus is mad right now. He's not here. Shout out Seamus. I still love you. Going back to Mavericks. There's so many silly acts you've seen. I'm sure so many of them go through. What's the wildest thing you've seen backstage?
It's gotta be Julie. Julie Atlas Muse is always walking around. I don't even like I can say this out loud, but she's like not clothed.
Well, yes.
and she's just funny. Like she's so she's just a joyous energy, and just like body positivity, and like so like. Just be free, you know what I'm saying? It makes me want to walk around naked backstage. I am a nudist, so like, but I have been pretty modest around, backstage for the most part. But if there was anyone that was inspiring to like, just take it all off and be free in your body, like, and Julie Atlas Muse is the best, and she has these crazy outfits that she wears, and she'll have like her hair is like her you know what I'm saying? Like, out in this unapologetically like this is it. This is this is who I am. And that. And then yesterday, me and like I said, one of the crew members sang Phantom of the Opera together in tandem, and it was.
That's amazing.
Like most recently, like that band, like
that's just a highlight. When you're writing a new song, do lyrics, melody, or rhythm usually come first to you, or is it just kind of like by the song? Some things some of them come differently than others.
There's different things.
Do you see numbers when you hear music?
No, I see color.
Okay.
I see colors, different colors. I see. I kind of like see the field. I have this one verse that I wrote in a song called "Dusk Till Dawn." It is a 2-part. One part, the first part is about knowing thyself and healing thyself. And the second part is a tribute to my sister who passed in 2020.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She was the one that was paranoid schizophrenic, and it's a tribute to her. It's it has her voice in it, and it's about dancing with the ancestors. But what I say in the verse is step by step, hill by hill, through valleys and hills. Facing life's hills off concealed in the shadows. Encouraged dwell through heaven and hell. Through serene spells, true wisdom reveals all is well. I am wielding wells of war, Christ, Trice harmonized. On a journey within, on a quest to amend the wounds of the field and the consummate fields. In word and in deed, in thyself be healed through the valley. I really see like the field. It's like it's a zone. The movie Soul kind of depicts it quite well for me. When they talk about the drum circle, I don't know if you've seen Soul.
I want to.
Oh, well, there's a drum circle scene in there. I don't think I'm giving away too much, but it's like this drum circle scene, and they're like.
I love drum circles.
We just really recently lost the one that was going on for like 12, 13 years, and the place where we have it is just, they just changed up on us, so we can't have it anymore. But like the drum circle is eternal. We still have our local drum circles too, and
Sure.
anytime I drum, it's like literally like dancing on drum beats. You know what I'm saying? I see the beats reverberate through the field. I'm in the zone. Sometimes I'm elevated. Sometimes I get high off just the music. You know what I'm saying? And it's a zone. It's kind of a zone place. It's like a field, a place of existence that is simultaneously here and now. Like I say that we live in a multiplicity of permutations of dimensional alter egos, if you will.
Sure.
And so I feel like the goal is to realize and become more sensitive. I think frequency is how we become more sensitive. I actually believe that paranoid schizophrenics see the multiple dimensions at once.
Which is why maybe they're seeing things that we don't see.
Yeah. Things that we don't hear.
Yeah, that they're tapped into like animals.
That reality is happening for them, and it is a function of chemical brain chemistry, but to say that it's not real would be, I think, disingenuous. I believe it really is happening for them, and I've even had an experience, in a psychosis of sorts, where I was hearing things that in my base form, I knew that those people weren't saying those things. They were literally my thoughts, but somehow in that particular realm, it was being created as though these people were the talking point. It was like my brain was external to myself, and a portion of myself was in all these different people, and they were all reflecting out loud without talking to me about me. You know what I'm saying? And so I do feel like there's different levels of existence that we are part of it, but we're not aware, or we don't perceive it, or we're not sensitive enough to access it. So I
think you tap into some of those planes when you sing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, singing vibration propagation is literally a way to balance the chemicals,
change energy.
It changes the image. It affects the bioelectric field.
I mean, plants. The fact that playing music to plants.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the brain chemistry actually takes on the waveforms of the music being performed, and so depending on the level of expression that the person who is presenting the music is at, whether they are aware of the gift or not, it literally can have a positive impact. Sometimes when people have not so good energy about it, that's one of the reasons why there's one artist in particular, I will not say his name, but
sure,
he made a bunch of songs about, at the time seemingly it was just like love and making love, and I was a teenager, so I was like, this is great. But as I grew older, I realized that these are all embedded, this was clever, but it's messed up.
Yeah, there's some underlying.
I don't want my energy to be tainted with that. And even though I really love those songs, I really feel those songs, they do appeal to me on some level of my
of course,
existence. But because I know the intention of that person, it doesn't, I can't, so it's kind of like I'm aware of, how music is being used by some people. Like I said, that's the jester energy, but on the negative side of things. I'm a little bit of I'm more of a, bard, or minstrel, if you will, to tell stories.
I was gonna say the ones that go town to town singing the stories.
Yeah, but with the purpose of like I said, for me it's about improving the quality of life for myself and for others.
Sure.
I feel joy when I sing, saying just by myself. And
sure.
I'm like, if I feel this joy, I believe it's possible that others could partake in this. And I also love when I am in the presence of other artists who are as dope and as amazing at their craft as I am. Scarlett is one of those.
Oh my God.
People. I love what she does. Everybody, like Elise and Lane, who is delving into singing, you know, in this particular show. Whereas before she was, you know, more just burlesque, but she's always had the gift of singing. So to see her step out and really, you know, step into this space is really, really dope. I like everybody, like Tanya, prop manipulation with the hoops and everything.
Yeah.
Kiki, I like the kind of like the jokester, like
the cheekiness.
The clown. Yeah, like,
yes.
it's like that.
Oh my God, Kiki Maroon. Like it's funny with peace and love. I love you, Kiki. It's like as a friend, but like I had never understood like clowns being sexy until I met Kiki Maroon, and then I was like, oh shit, I'm a little turned on by this clown.
Yeah, well, she can't help it. I mean, she's just
yes,
sexy.
I know.
The fact that she's like, and so that's what makes it it dope though. Is like she's stepping into this place where it's like funny, cheeky, cute, you know,
silly,
what I'm saying? Silly, but like, you know, but like, yeah, it's like, damn, that's so sexy.
I know. Spin that dog around, girl. Ride, Charlie, ride.
There's so many dirty thoughts going through people's minds. I mean, I'm like, you know. But and you know, it's
and she
it's
plays
par
up to it.
Right,
Yeah.
it's part of the course. It's like
Yeah.
she knows, and that's what makes it even more. That's why I like Julie. Like Julie's
Yeah.
the same way too. Like she's like, I know that, you know, this is the gig. Like this is the bit that everybody's
Yes.
like, you know, I know I got these hips and these moves, you know what I'm saying? I know I got, you know, people's like want to see the
Yes.
I don't know if I can say this, but I'm gonna tell you about what we got. There's so much so that kind of gave me my own. Trying to get rid of them, they won't go nowhere. And I'm not getting no breast reduction like my mother. So
we do what we can.
I just embrace them, like, you know, you know. But it's like, yeah, I got on, but I just love all. And it's not a sexual thing. It's literally like I love the nurturing feeling of that idea.
Of
like
course.
There's a couple of my friends we do therapy with each other. It's like movie therapy, yes.
I get it. No, trust me. Yes, my drag mother was in a talent show, and she lost to a friend of ours who used her very God-given ginormous breasts to like crush cans. I think she broke like a brick.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
It's just like, and there's even like a slow motion video of her like, boom.
I wonder if it's the same person that I won't say that.
In San Francisco, it's like a San Francisco.
Oh.
She's a sexy clown.
Yeah.
Franzia is.
Oh, okay.
Drink Franzia, I think, is their like the wine.
Yeah.
Like the box wine. Yeah, they're like a drag clown in the Bay Area.
Check it out.
She's hot too.
Elise is
another hot clown.
Elise is trying to get me to come to
the Bay Area.
To Bay Area.
Yes, you would love it there.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, you know, being a burner, you know, I know that it has its roots there.
Oh yeah.
Cacophony Society and all the different things, you know. So I definitely feel like it's my calling to be a part of a performance troupe, the commedia, the you know what I'm saying, like just being able to express with a group of people. And we all got our superpowers, and then we show up and we show out and do our thing. So that's really what I love about Mavericks is that there's always great talent. Amy is
such a good curator.
She's such a great curator, and it's like she can see the magic before the magic happens.
Yeah,
and then don't let the person have like for instance, she saw me perform at Commonwealth when she was managing there before Cheap Shot was open. It was being built, and she saw me there, and that's how she pretty much found me. Like, and she was like, you know, I want to offer you a little something to come and do one song. You can only do one song. You cannot do more than one song because I don't have enough to pay you for more than one song.
Sure.
I mean, you deserve, you know what I'm saying, more than what I'm giving you this for this one song. So
sure.
And then she was like, wow, I want to talk to you about doing this show. And so we sat down, and I was like, well, I got this, you know, I had a reggae and soul band called Aslan Soul, and we recorded It's a Man's World, which is the first thing I did over at Mavericks when it was at Cheap Shot, is a version of Man's World where I combined James Brown, one of my favorite soul singers of all time. This song I listened to at least 1,000 times. So much so I made a little cassette tape and put it back to back to back to back to back, so I wouldn't have to like stop and rewind it. I would just play
Yes, and let it go on a loop.
And then it would flip over on the next side, and then I did the whole other side.
Go back on a loop.
So I literally would fall asleep with this playing all overnight, Man's World. And my mother, my mama, the lady that raised me, she showed me Pavarotti when I was like 11, and I fell in love with Pavarotti. I got into to musical theater, and that's what led me into opera, and then a full circle after grad school, I decided that opera wasn't like a straight ahead mainstream opera was not what I wanted to do. I wanted to find a way to combine the different styles that I have proficiency in. So when I saw James Brown and Pavarotti on the same stage, and they're doing It's a Man's World, and it's got this opera, it's got this whole orchestra, and then Pavarotti gets out, oh my God, I was like, yes. So my band, me and my band were, we reggae and soul, but I was like, okay guys, we're gonna do the original It's a Man's World. I'm gonna sing the first verse, and then I'm gonna sing Pavarotti's verse, and then we're gonna bust into some reggae. And so we do like this at the end of it, like goes into this reggae, and then I like give thanks and praise to my mom, to the Mother Earth, to all the feminine energy in the world, because that song is about that. Like his wife, James Brown's wife, wrote those lyrics. His wife at the time, and it she said like it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. And I think I like that because the first part is it's a man's world. So of course, masculine energy. A lot of times when they hear it, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's a man's world." You know what I'm saying? This song is powerful. Like, and then that second portion, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
And that part is so soft too.
But it's powerful. It's so powerful. And so I feel like it was a way to like just tap it. This is for my mama. This is for my lovers. This is for my sisters. This is for my daughters. And yeah, just what a great way to express that song. So we recorded it, and so I had the recording and I played it for her, and she was like,
done.
That's it. Give me a 6 minute version, because it was like 7-8 minutes long. So yeah, to be a part of that group and like to be able to tap into like stuff I've been doing, I pitched to her, doing a Luck Be a Lady.
Yes.
At Cheap Shot, and I really thought it would have been perfect then too, but.
You hold that thought. I'm going to reset these one more time because I don't know if you're going to break out into singing. I don't want the camera to stop. Be right back. Hold on. You all come right back.
In my crumble opinion. Hi, I'm Phoebe Cakes, and you're tuning in to In My Crumble Opinion. Hello, my little crumb whores. Hi, my little crumb dumpsters. Hello, my little crumb guzzlers. Welcome, my little crumb dumpsters. Hello, my little crumb guzzlers. Hello, my little crumb hungry sub pigs. Hello, my little crumb buckets. Hello, my little cum lovers. Oh my God, I said cum lovers. Hello, my little crumb lovers. Go ahead and like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on all social media platforms.
Oh my God, that was so gay.
Yeah, that was gay. Once again, I am Phoebe Cakes. In my crumble opinion.
Are we back on?
Yes, we're back.
Let's do it.
Hi. So you were, before I cut you off in a panic before the cameras cut off, you were telling me that you were talking to Amy about Luck Be a Lady.
Yeah, well, so I mentioned that.
And if you want to happen to break into it, I would not be mad.
Well, my crazy enough, my training was in opera and art song, and but I started off in musical theater. And the first thing I did was The Wiz, and I wanted to do Lion. Lion energy kind of follows me. I'm a big Lion kind of a person. But
It's so funny. Scotty Bunny yesterday said that he played the lion too in Wizard of Oz.
But my teacher, who just at the time, she's just now discovering this talented kid from Maxton, you know, which was, you know, 25 miles from where we did the performances and stuff and rehearsals. And she was like, "Oh no, you're playing the Wiz." And so I played the Wiz in the Wiz, and it was a lot. It was more like it was kind of like foreshadowing, because I am a kind of a wizard of sorts, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I can see that.
Wizard. Energetically, I think of myself as, you know, like, yeah, I got that kind of energy.
This tracks.
That musical. But the next thing that we did was Guys and Dolls.
Oh.
And in Guys and Dolls, I played Big Jewel. I didn't even have a singing part, which is crazy. But I, you know, that's where I came into that song was Luck Be a Lady, and I realized that, you know, while Frank Sinatra was in the movie, he played Nathan. He played the character that's not Sky Masterson. Sky Masterson is the guy who does the Luck Be a Lady song.
Sure.
Nathan Detroit was Frank Sinatra's character, and, you know, he did the whole swagger thing. I thought it was super cool, but I then heard, I was in my jazz phase in grad school. We did a lot of listening to a lot of different artists. So, but the ones that stood out for me was Frank Sinatra and Ella Fitzgerald.
Sure.
They really stood out for me, and so I learned Luck Be a Lady. I learned the swing version, because, you know, the musical theater version is like, Luck Be a Lady tonight.
Yes. Yes. Da 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 da.
But this
Ba
was
ba da
like,
ba da ba ba da
and
ba da.
the way it starts out, like, they call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. And it's like, oh, that starts off fire, and then and it was interesting too, because, you know, it was musical theater, but it reminded me of opera. Like, this portion that he's singing in the beginning is like the recit, like the spoken, like, you know, the intro to the song. And then when the oh, that swing, I was like, oh, and you know, that was one of the things, like, in jazz studies was, you know, learning how to swing and be in the pocket, you know what I'm saying, and, like, really feel like the beat without having to be so straight edged and on the, you know, it's not so perfectly aligned. It's like you're literally like.
Yeah, jazz is almost like surfing, huh?
Yeah, well, and the improv part is super important too. It's like the ability to abandon the status quo of, you know, what's being presented, without losing the feel of it, like keeping in tune with the feel, while also, you know, kind of exploring creativity on the spot. And so that's what I get to do now with the song is, you know, every time I sing it, it's different, intentionally. You know,
yeah.
Like I sing sometimes even with I like to call it reckless abandon, because improvisation, scatting, or, you know, making it up on the spot as you go, ad libitum, whatever you want to call it, is literally a way to come up with, like, some stuff that you may not have thought about before, you know, like
sure.
This idea, this little lick right here, I didn't think about that, but that fits so nicely in there, and it feels so good to do it, and I might just make that a part of the you know, the thing from now on.
Sure.
And then, but yeah, when she didn't want to do it, Amy didn't, or Miss Behave didn't want to do it at Cheap Shot, because I think she was really like feeling that it's a man's world, and it was really appropriate to at the time, especially that summer in June when they did the Roe versus Wade overturn. It was kind of like, I mean, I cried as I was singing that song.
Yeah.
I was like, it was even like, there was a portion where I was like, when I yelled out that wail, it was like, rah, like, you know, like, this is my protest, you know what I'm saying, in the moment, like, you know, because I don't like the idea that the government and other people are trying to tell what they can do with their bodies. Like, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's right. And I think that we are dishonoring the feminine energy by trying to put our finger on something that is not really our choice, you know. So
yeah,
I definitely loved staying in that pocket. And then when we came here, at the showroom when we did the SOFE opening. The first week I did Man's World, and I did it a couple of times. I did it maybe like the first 2 weeks, I think. And then she was like, she remembered, or we were having a conversation about different types of songs, and I was like, well, we're in the casino now. Like, we should maybe look at, Love Be a Lady. And it's funny because I had just heard it the night before. I was playing blackjack at the El Cortez, and they play it from time to time. And I was winning too. I was super lucky at the time, so I was singing a song.
Yes.
Like,
your chips.
$100 of chips up there, and I just was like, yo, I think this song would really hit good at this in the showroom. She's like, bring it. I brought it, and we played around with it, got it fine-tuned to the right timing, the opening, the intro, and the rest is history. Here we are. I mean, it doesn't get old for me. I do want to do some different stuff. Me and Elise are going to do some duets. We're going to work on some duet stuff. Eventually, at some point, I'd love the idea of maybe trying to get like when we had the second show. We used to have the second show on Saturday. Right now, we're not doing that, but like maybe like as a one-off, I would like to see if I can do like a late night. I want to do a tribute to Donny Hathaway, to Luther Vandross, to and if my friend comes from New York, he's going to do Teddy Pendergrass and Marvin Gaye, and so we're going to do like a 4-man tribute or 2-man tribute to
4 men.
4 men, yeah, and actually maybe 5 because I think,
2 by 4.
I think we're gonna try to tackle Stevie Wonder together.
Nice.
Stevie Wonder's voice is
2 by 5.
Crazy. He's just an amazing singer. Donny Hathaway is probably my favorite singer. He's the one that informs a lot of my vocal traditions, I guess you could say, like as far as soul is concerned. Him and Luther Vandross. Sure. Definitely.
Because a house is not a home.
Yeah. A chair is still a chair. Yeah, I got some work to do because I'm intimidated by Luther for sure.
I mean, hello.
I've completely like not wanted to do Luther over the years, and I just recently said yes, I'm going to. So now I'd like to do a show like that. But me and Elise, we want to do like some tributes, maybe Donny Hathaway and Roberta Flack, since she just passed away recently.
Sure.
And the possibilities are endless. I am praying. I feel really good about what we're doing in the plaza. And I'm praying that we will, get a continuance, through the next year. Which
I hope so too.
Super awesome for me, because, like I said, the way it works is, we are committed to being there, and if we, get a gig overseas somewhere, something that's going to be lucrative and also a good look for us as performers, Amy's go do that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as long as I can be here, I'm going to be here,
Sure.
Probably go to the Burn. I want to do a little tour, maybe a West Coast tour, maybe an East Coast tour at some point. I'm working on I got a bunch of vehicles that I'm working on, a couple of vans, an RV, and I want to take a fleet out on the road. I want to do kind of like a circus of sorts, but also me and my partner, we're into clothing, so I'm trying to develop some clothes, certain looks, this kind of I don't know, I find stuff at Savers, this these pants right here I found.
Yeah.
And then I found this. I actually found this at Ross. I can't believe it. Sometimes at Savers they'll have a bunch of these too. But,
sure.
I like the color combination. I found this patch at Savers, and yeah, I just do the style. Shells have been a big deal.
Yes.
I used to have a crown of shells. I'm gonna make a crown. I used to put them on my locks, but my locks are kind of being showing signs of aging. So I'm like, let me fall back. I don't want to keep no weight on them.
Time to be a little kinder to them.
Yeah, let them be a little bit lighter. So I'm just gonna make a crown of shells. And put
yes.
I think that there's something about water energy that is with me. I'm definitely a fire sign. I'm a Sagittarius, double Sag, sun and moon. Libra rising. Both my birth parents were Libras, 14th and 15th of October, back to back. I'm like smack dab in the middle. So I feel like I'm just living in the balance of all the elements. Water is something that calls me, draws to me. I feel like I'm bringing. Even AI said to me the other day that I'm a well walker. So I'm like going down and it's funny because I work with a company called Water Well Services, and they go out and drill wells for water so that people can have water, and they in the backyard type thing. And I really feel blessed to be a part of that. Fire spinner. I like to spin fire, wheel fire, like as a way to transmute energy. Earth. The desert, the dust, the ground, the ability to ground, and air. I have this one verse. I said, "This steel sharpens steel, and the weapons we will, pure will, sword, shield, and precision and skill to kill any contender. Monsters of violent offenders, shapeshifters, air, water, earth, fire benders. Enter into this realm of light. I came to heal while you're here to fight. Little did you know you're in over your head, cause even if you could kill me, I'd never be dead. So what about a virus / alien invasion? Sun's legendary status, immune from contagion. Even cancer's unsure, necromancers detour. They run away cause my DNA's the answer and cure. I'm ill with the quill, enemies must yield to the energetic force field that's been revealed. No need to conceal as I stand on this hill. I feel absolutely no one wanted for real. Something like that.
On that note, we're going to wrap up the main show. Where can they find you on social media? You're going to stick around and play a quick little Patreon game, but we're going to cut out the main show really quick. Where can they find you on the social medias?
Trice Be Phantom, TRICEBE, short for Trice Bear, Trice Beezy.
Yes.
All the things, Trice Be Easy, because we're about healing. Phantom of the Opera. And you can put that in. Usually it'll come up. Magnetic is the last part of it. But yeah, Trice B.
Yes.
Trice Be Phantom. Trice Be Phantom Magnetic.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we out here.
And Mavericks, just Google Schmoogle Mavericks, downtown Las Vegas.
Yep.
The
Mavericks
tickets
DC,
are well priced.
Yeah.
Well priced drinks. And what is it?
Yes.
No parking fee or something like that?
They
or no
you,
ticket fee. That's the one thing that they're very proud of. Like,
no ticket fees.
Yes.
So once whatever the price of the ticket is what you're paying.
Yes.
They do they comp drinks a lot, but they also have very inexpensive drinks. And yeah, you get a parking pass at the end of the show, so you don't have to pay for parking on your way out.
Look at that.
So you know that you can say, I'm going to spend this much, and that's all you got to spend. Really,
Beautiful.
I mean, you can. It's beautiful, and it's in the classic showroom, one of the last untouched.
It's a beautiful room.
In there,
Yeah.
It's really nice. It's good nostalgia.
Yes.
Good times, lots of fun, lots of laughs.
Yes.
Lots of raunchiness.
Yes.
What did Misbehave say? Fast, funny, and ball.
Yes. Well, check out patreon.com/MeMeCherry Productions. Trice is going to hang out for a tiny bit longer to play the silly, extra, unhinged, what's in my Telfie questions. So you go over there and come find us, and you just stick around for a second.
And we'll see you.
Boom.
Peace and blessings.
MeMeCherry presents a series of fortunate events.